Hey guys, so I started something new on my Twitch channel where I start every stream now at noon. Basically, what we do is we review someone's gameplay from the Discord. So if you have my Discord and you're in there, on the left-hand side, you'll see gameplay review. All you've got to do is link your Twitch VOD. So if you save your Twitch stream, you don't have to stream, but if you just record it and whatnot, any way that you can get me your gameplay, what we do is review like the first period in depth, and I break down, the things that you want to look for every player. It was incredibly helpful for a lot of other guys, not just the guy that we reviewed. And today we did kind of a better player. We did Green, and he's actually in Division High Division 2, Division 1, I believe. And he was playing Mekalu in the Leafs Gaming League Season 3 kickoff yesterday, and he actually made the U.S. Regionals. So it was a really good game. So, all right, we're reviewing Green's gameplay here. He's playing Mekalu, a U.S. GWC representative. So when I review his gameplay, it's not going to be all about just telling people how to do things, but we need to highlight when good stuff is done. Okay, so watch this into the zone. Okay, so a quick switch. He can't get over to pressure him at the blue line. That's fine. He switches off. Now he switches, and now he immediately switches to cover the next. I gotta turn that off. Sorry, I'm switching off to cover the next closest passing lane. So obviously, as you see right here, that's covered. And then he's got this pressure here. The only open guy is up here. So he switches to Mikhaev to make sure that that's blocked. Okay? Now, he stays on him. Instead of chasing, he stays on him. Okay? And then he puts some pressure on, but again, doesn't overcommit because now this guy is about to get open. So he stays off and makes sure that that doesn't happen. Still puts pressure on. Leaves him now a little bit. And now, again, he's got one route, this guy. Bumps him at the line. Like, that was just a really good defensive play there. There was nowhere he can go. He switched to the right guy, didn't pull them out of position. That was just really, really well done. Now, that was a bad trip. That was an R1 that he shouldn't have done there. But even that, like, he's not pulling his defense out of position. So he's already playing really good defense. Let's see what he does in the penalty kill. And again, guys, Mekalu is a really good player. Also a West Coaster, so ping probably isn't good in this game. Good draw win. I like that, the cut not to just go around the boards. Good patience. See how, okay, again, guys, so this is one of the harder things for, the average player to get used to, but to not feel the need to make a move. So, like, watch right here. After this, when he gets his playback, he's not being pressured. Okay, so the AI will never actually attack the puck. Okay, so they will never actually put the stick on stick. They will never actually attack the puck. So they don't take penalties, right? So they'll never actually attack the puck. They only play the body. So it's very easy to hold the puck when someone's not pressuring you with an actual manual player. So watch, Mekalu is now covering. He's just covering. He sells out for the back door. Watch what he does. So he's got an AI guy right here, right? And he's trying to get this. Mekalu's only going this. So he just waits it out because he knows the AI is not going to do anything, right? Just curls back. He knows that he can just wait. A lot of people would have just forced that pass or tried to take a shot in too close. So I think that's a really good thing. And again, things that you need to pay attention to. That was a really good defensive play by Mekalu. It was a fast switch and a good poke-check there. Great passing play. Okay, so a lot of people do this, all right? And myself included. So you need to be hard up at the blue lines, okay? Really hard up at the blue lines because we saw that in yesterday's video if you were here. Soft zone entries into the defensive zone they cannot happen because that means that you're giving up the blue line and that's an automatic possession and they can just cycle around, especially if you're against a good player. So, but the problem is when you're too aggressive and you don't make the right route, this is what happens. So right here, he goes to attack on this. You have to be careful because there's a 3-on-2 developing, okay? So like he could, when he sees this pressure, he can switch to him. And if this guy doesn't keep up, I don't know what player this is. I can't see because they're playing versus. Like that could be a 2-on-1. So he pressures, but he goes in and commits too hard. What you want to do is almost fake that. So if you go into a pressure and then pull back, that avoids this because, again, they're going to think that you're just going in there, and also you'll start to see their tendency. So right here, now he's got to try and get back, and he's already burnt, right? Really good stick checking, though. Really good stick checking. Actively switching the defensive zone, that's great. And not pulling him out of position. Guys, something that you really need to get better at is making sure that you, with the player that you have selected, have them play the correct spot in the zone. Again, watch what he does here. So he's got the right-hand defenseman. Perfect, right? That's where he's supposed to go. Switches to Brody. Brody's job is this guy. This is Brody's player. Okay? Now, obviously, he moves down, so he can't do anything. He brings Hyman down to try and stop this cross ice, but watch. He doesn't just keep going down to the middle, leaving this guy open, because this is Hyman. Well, technically, this is Hyman's guy, but he's so far out of the play. Watch. Now he goes and turns back, puts the pressure on, doesn't switch off, okay? Manually makes sure that his backdoor player is covered. You guys need to make sure that you're covering the correct guys when you select off. And watch, he's just looking for that backdoor player. A lot of fast switches. See, and look what happens. Look what happens. He puts his guy in the right spot and then switches off because your AI is still going to intercept passes better than when you're manually playing it. It's just, I don't know what it is, but it's really the unfortunate part. The AI will intercept the pass easier than a manually controlled player, but look what happens by just putting him in the right zone before you switch. So Hyman's right here. He's like, shit, I've got to go over and cover this guy. So he goes over here before he switches. Okay, now he switches. Now watch what happens. Hyman's in the right spot, intercepted. Okay, that's just a great defensive play. He's playing perfect defense so far. That's a great zone denial by him. Okay, let's see what happened on that zone entry. So this is tough, okay? He is so overcommitted that if he hits R1 here, if he just saucer passes into the middle, that's probably a breakaway, but this is really tough because there's no way to get around that. It's a 2-on-1, but he overcommitted there. Good play there to cover the back door on that play. Again, a great job. I mean, that pass gets through somehow, but that was a great play, switching to his backside defenseman and trying to cover him manually. All right, we got a power play here. Good zone entry. Still has the puck. Nice. All right, let's see his power play. Let's take a look. I think once you make it a Div 5 in Rivalry, you should permanently turn off the on-ice trainer. Did some people... I have the offside one still on. Okay, so right here on the Faceoff dot, we're talking about Faceoffs. It's almost an automatic goal unless the player plays for that play. You want to get it back to here. So when you have a forehand, though, it's a lot more difficult because the forehand straight back is so easily countered. What you almost always want to do is the forehand kickback because that beats a lot of the counters, but we'll see what happens here. Yeah, there's nothing. He tries to forehand straight back there. That's the right play, but it's such an easy counter that Meckley wins that. I don't think that pass is supposed to go where it's supposed to go. Okay, so that's tough. Let's break that down. I don't think this pass was supposed to actually happen. That's a good stick right there. Like right here, I think he's trying to hit this guy. Yeah, that's okay. That's just a bad play when he passed it over there. So that's a tough breakaway to give up. Nothing he can do on that breakaway. So a good goal there from Mekalu. Where the hell is Meckers? All right, let's see if he comes back here. Still on the power play. Great play. Great play. So again, I think that a lot of people don't do this pass. So Mekalu is putting pressure on him manually here, right? He's got, I think it's Makayev streaking right towards the net. And when he switches to Muzzin, it's already too late. So a nice quick pass, but instead of taking a weak shot because he can't one-timer it, immediately, like he's setting up this play before he passes this puck. So like it's something that you've got to start getting ready to. And even if you force it and you don't get a shot off, it's better than what would happen if you try and just fire it up, right? Like that's just a great goal. That's a quick, nice play, and that's something that you've got to set up more than just one pass in advance. So like vision's super key, but that's a normal setup play. That's a really good goal right there. All right, back to even strength. Good stick. So right there, it looked like he's changing players an awful lot, which is a good thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing. I think he's playing is he playing the 1-4? I can't see it. This player switching in the neutral zone it's not as effective unless you're using the 1-2-2 red. I just can't see it. Always tie up in the defensive zone to avoid getting the face-off play done to you. All right, so he's got another power play. Yeah, it was 1-4 that game. Yeah, so the way that you play, man, I guarantee you're going to benefit more from the 1-2-2 red. Unless you're playing against someone who like plays sixes almost mainly, and they just really carry the puck with one guy. Although Mekalu's doing that right here. Never mind. I mean, I can't. Unless you're. Yeah, that's the only time the 1-4 is really good. But 1-2-2 red with the way that you play is probably more effective for you. I mean, you were there. Like, that's unfortunate. Like, that pass gets through. Like, he's there for that. So, zone entry gets in. Instead of using your stick there, you probably want to hit up. You want to bump him there, but I like your player switches. But the second that you take Taylor Hall, you pull him out of position. That's why you have to you're trying to get back over. I still don't think that should have went in because I think that you actually had that covered pretty well. But nonetheless, does he win the draw again here? Oh, no, okay. You're forcing that pass. Okay. All right, so here's something that a lot of players don't do. Okay, actually take the space available to them. Okay. So a lot of players are just they have one-track minds. They're looking at this guy and they're trying to get it out of the zone and up the ice as fast as possible. A lot of people are going to try and pass it over here and go east and west. Look at all this space here. So he just avoids that and keeps going. Like, nice play there. Not a bad zone denial. There it is. We're trying to help, Leon. Yeah, dude. Green's a very, very good player, man. He's playing Mekalu, too, so like that's an extremely good player as well. Got to move that earlier. A lot of people just try and get by the boards here. So the zone entry is really nice. So I talked about this yesterday, right? A lot of people are focused on going up. Like a lot of people, like a lot of like average players, right, will just force the puck up here. We saw it yesterday. I'm assuming, Green, are you in Div 2 or Div 1? I'm assuming you're in at least Div 2. You're probably Div 1. So a lot of people will force the puck right here. But what you need to start doing is looking at behind you on the rush, right? So that's why I recommend using the zone camera angle, because it's further back, and it allows you to see all 3 zones. So this play right here, super key for anyone that is trying to get better at the breakout. Like if you continually have trouble getting into the offensive zone, these are the kind of breakouts that'll help you. So he gives it here, and look how much space he's got now, right? Whereas most people would go up to, is that Kapanen? I don't know who number 24 is. It's not Kapanen because he's not on the team anymore. So I don't know. I don't know who 24 is off the top of my head. Anyway, so right here, though, again, same kind of thing. A lot of people, you either need to make a move. So Mikalu has already shown that he drives the board hard. Okay? So what you want to do right in this situation, immediately cut to your forehand. Or, sorry, your backhand in this situation, into the middle. All you have to do is really, really quickly. It's Simmons, yeah. I know it's not Kapanen. He's on Pittsburgh. That's offside, but he's done that a couple times now. He's overcommitted on the boards. You can cut in immediately right at the blue line, and that probably would have been a breakaway. Nice zone entry. So, like, in this situation right here, you're running behind the net, right? You're running behind the net. This is a situation where you had a chance to fire that saucer down here when he was streaking, but at this point, what I'd recommend is to get behind the net, like start setting up a cycle, right? You've got to start setting up a cycle because right here, there's nothing for you here. Like you're just hoping for a Hail Mary pass at this point. What I would do is just curl back or just go far to the left and start setting up a cycle to get it down low behind the net. Because that's just a force, right? That's a loss of possession. It almost goes in, but loss of possession. So you guys, you don't always just want to try and get it on net. You want to try and make sure that, if nothing is open, come back a little bit, curl back, try and give yourself some time and space. Using behind the net, the best way to use behind the net is to actually be down behind the net, right? That should be your main goal whenever you enter the offensive zone slowly, not like on a 2-on-1 or like that, is to get down low behind the net. That was a good pressure right there. You try to hold him. See what he did right there to you? That's what you need to be doing to him. So like the second that watch what Mikalu does, the second he gets the puck off this pass, and you're kind of there to pressure him. So right here, right, what you did to enter the zone is you just kept going forward, right? He immediately holds a deke. And what that'll do, guys, when you're holding a deke, the second you receive a pass and there's someone in your vicinity, by holding the forehand or backhand deke immediately, you're going to increase your chance to draw a penalty like exponentially. It's a really easy way to draw a penalty because whenever you're holding a deke, anytime that they poke you at all and it misses the puck and it's in and around your skates, it's always a penalty. That's a good play defensively there. See, that same thing. Same thing. You're getting stuck watching your guy off the rush, right? So it's very difficult to dump the puck in, because again, that's almost like just sacrilege when it comes to playing competitive chell because you're not guaranteed to keep the possession of the puck. But that's the third time now in this game that he is hard committed against the boards. You'll see guys that fake it. So they go over to the boards to put pressure on, and then you cut into the middle. So what they'll do is they'll go over a little bit to fake that they're going to go all that way and then pull their guys back, right? So what happens here is he's just hard playing you against the boards because you're not looking, you're looking over here and there's nothing. So you're like, F it, I'll just try and get through. Because every once in a while you'll actually be able to get through. But it's not happening here. What you need to do is sauce in behind the boards. Just hold the sauce button and fire it in behind the boards and rim it around because at least, if anything, in worst case, he gets the puck back and you lose possession, but you're losing possession behind the net. He's got to come the full length of the ice now, as opposed to what happens here. Although he curls back, which was actually a terrible route by him. Okay, that was a terrible route by him. He should have just went backwards. All right, so that was a good period, man. I hope that helped a little bit. Again, we're just going to do one period of gameplay review, but I like that. I mean, like I said, you're a very, very good player, so there's not much that I can tell you that, but like, I can tell that whenever that happens along the boards, man, specifically those ones, I think that's the biggest takeaway is you're just watching the guy with the puck, which is what the most people do after they see that there's no passing lane open. Just sauce that into the boards, like down behind the boards, right? Or this is going to sound really weird and something that I've started to do. Just stop and come back into the neutral zone. You don't always have to be going up, right? So, but no, man, that was good. I hope you guys like that. All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed the first gameplay review video. Again, I'm probably going to do it every single day to start my stream. I have a ton of fun doing this kind of stuff, so let me know what you think again in the comments section down below. I'll see you tomorrow.